Good afternoon, fellow traders. This is Drew speaking. I'll wave to you in the camera. Put on my beach attire. Once I finish up this meeting, I'm heading to Ocracoke Island, North Carolina. So I have a business out there as well too. Sorry, Michael could not be here with us today. He is well under the weather. In case anyone has not heard him in the last day or two, got a pretty good little cold going on. So he asked me to fill in for him. I was glad to. I see we got a couple people already in the room. Thank you guys for getting here early. We'll give it just another minute or two, play the little disclaimer that we have for you. And then we'll start looking at some charts and some trades and how things have progressed over this past week. I know you guys got a lot of the future signals that were populated on the website. I'm going to go over what I was, how I would have traded the market today had I been in front of it. I got into a fantastic trade first thing this morning on NQ. Put one contract on at the beginning of it. Had another signal that told me down. I got into a second position. It wound up going for over $1,000. I locked up 900 of it. My daily goal is 1,000. I was there. I was happy. I walked away. So day's been a good day. The market is market's been brutal the last couple of weeks, guys. Like it's been whipping around pretty good. I think it's just coming into this election season, and it's going to get a little wonky. Timing signals are still there; they still work fantastic, but we do need to be mindful of how markets react in this time of year. That we need to keep our stops really tight, take profit when you can, and that can get tough when you get tagged out for a 3 or 4 tick winner that goes for a 20-40 point run. But it's very volatile right now, and a lot of indecision and everything else. Where to start with you guys? Tell you what, let's start with the future. So real quick, just so when I come back here and look later on, I'm not cheating. Give me just a second. I'm gonna scroll all the way to end today, and I want to show you guys. And I think this is what gets missed sometime in our presentations that we do, is that our signals are in the future. We are the only trading company that has anything that populates into the future. So much stuff is after the fact. The saying, we're all millionaires looking left. Well, if we look left, it's like, oh yeah, I would have took a trade there and a trade there, and that would have been amazing, etc. We're the only ones that put signals into the future, and it can be on the 1 minute, it can be on the hourly, and real quick, because I keep mine where it only shows like 5 in the future. Just a second. Change a little setting here. Let's just do 20. So I have signals into the future that tell me that the market is subject to move at or around these times. Now, I don't personally trade on the 1 hour. I like to look at the 1 hour and then say, okay, we're in a pattern 2, or we're in a pattern 1, or we're in a ref pole or something like that. And I know to most of you guys, that means absolutely nothing right now. I'm going to go over the patterns here shortly. But just think of all of our signal dots as an invitation to a party. And that has resonated so much with our current customer base and the new customers that are coming in, is that historically, and Time Warp has been around for a number of years now. I think it's 12 years. Historically speaking, the white dots are buy dots, the blue dots are sell. The whites are buy, the blues are sell. The whites are buy, the blues are sells. But the reason why we have patterns is because sometimes the market still does crazy things, and the blue can be a buy and the white can be a sell. But the computer will print that for you at the time that the signal closes. that you know which direction you should intend on taking that trade. Does it go for the entire time from signal to signal? No, the market's still going to have its pullbacks. It's still going to have its retest, etc. It just gives you a opportunity to look for the direction that you should be looking from one signal dot to the next signal dot. Personally, trading, I like to get in on the very first candle after a signal, get into a move that goes positively in my direction, that I can lock up profit for a couple ticks, and then catch runners. And that's what happened to me this morning. When we get into it, looking at the NQ, we had a pattern 2. We had a blue sell dot that when the candle closed of this signal, it printed a pattern 2 above it, gave me an open price line. I was able to take entry 1 or 2 ticks in the direction I wanted it to go, got filled, nice move down. Then there's another tool we might show it today if we have time. It's called PVT, also provided by Back to the Future. PVT put in another signal telling me down. I waited for a retest of that line, took another sell, put a second contract on, and then it went. And again, I was up $910 before the market even opened this morning, and my day was done. D-U-N, done. So again, the signals are the invitation to the party. Us as the trader, as the user, we just need to know, are the party goers bringing chips? Or are they bringing salsa? And then we need to prepare for that. So before we start looking at charts, I want to show everybody I'm sorry, oh, cracking the voice there. I'm way past teenage years. Sorry about that one. Just one second. Here we go. Here's our pattern book. It's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Histograms. And I won't bore you guys with reading it all the way through, because that would definitely kill, a little bit of time, especially hearing this country boy read is never fun. And we also started with pattern 2 versus pattern 1. Just Michael's little way to mix things up. But pattern 2s we're looking, pattern 2s, yes, we're looking shorts. I got tongue tied there as well. Pattern 1s we're looking longs. As you scroll through the book, you see pattern 1s with an uptrend. It just kind of shows you how to take those trades, what you're looking for setups. Pattern 1s with downtrend. Kind of knowing where you're at in the trade. You have accumulation, you have the spring, you have the breakout. They throw it back, run it again. Those kind of things to look for as the market's developing. But I want to show you guys real quick what I'm talking about when I mention 4s and 5s, because I think that gets most people the most confused early on. Once you see them play out 2, 3, 4 times, you've got it figured out. But I think for so many people that, also the white dot can be different. Yeah, the white dot can be different, and the blue dot can be different. Just another second, it's almost there. This is my favorite graph here. All right, pattern 4. Pattern 4, we have set a new low in the market. This signal will actually be blue. When that candle closes, you get the open price line. You look into place a buy order, and then you're targeting the ATR that has been printed, the average true range dotted line. I personally have my ATR set at 1.5. It's default that comes with time warp. Excuse me. And I have seen that 1.5 be a ceiling or a bottom to moves. It will hit it, pull back, and then maybe they run it one more time. But if you hit that target on that ATR, it's for a pretty good move with very little risk. In example, in this move here, buy order would have been here, stop would have been a couple ticks below the previous wick points. Got to give it just a couple of ticks just in case there's a wild wick or whatever. But it's certainly not a 20 point, 10 point. I think on NQ, I keep on default ATM, I have 40 ticks. I will adjust it sometimes if my 40 ticks kind of lands here. I'll open it up just a little bit, give it a little bit more room, for the reward up. But I'm looking to quickly move into a break-even position in those type moves. Real quick, not to hold up you guys too much time because I know y'all want to look at the charts and how things played out. Pattern 5 is the opposite of 4. We're actually looking to sell it. Pattern 5 coming into a new high. We had this would be a white candle. And I know it's numbered 1, 2, 3, but it's just kind of the steps of it. This would be a pattern 5. The when this candle closed, you would see a 5 print here. There would be an open price line. There would be an ATR line as well that would print. You're looking to sell that off and take the down move. All right. So with that said, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start looking at charts. Let me move back to 1 minute. Let me stretch this back open a little bit too, because now I do this when I do one-on-one trainings. That way you guys don't think I've cheated and I've looked at the market well ahead of time. Honestly, guys, I didn't look at the chart after 9:45 this morning. Again, I was done. So this is going to be all fresh and new to me as well. Now I'm going to back it up to 9:30 where I can't see 9:30, and just to kind of go over how we're going to progress through this morning. Now, I do not trade pre-market. Pre-market, there's just, there's small moves or a lot of pullback. I mean, things did work. Pattern 2 worked here beautifully. Pattern 1 worked here beautifully. Pattern 2 just kind of consolidated, didn't do anything major. So in the interest of fairness today, here is what we are going to do. I'm going to take it candle by candle. It's going to be over here on the side. I know it's going to be a little tight for some of you guys to see, but I found this is the best way for me to show where I would take entries, where I would put my stop, etc. And what we're going to do is, let's say for this pattern 2, for example, we were going to say we were going to take it short. Well, and I'll display this candle here, all right, and I will take it. If I was in front of this computer right now and that pattern 2 closed like that right there, I would go to break even after that candle, and I'd wait for the next candle. Next candle, all right, it wicked to me, but it didn't feel me. And we're going to be honest. I'm going to try to keep my mouse where I kept it at. It didn't get me. Next candle didn't do it either. Honestly, with this candle here, with that wick up, I'm like, yeah, let me go and get half. Let me go and get half my candle. I know we're looking left, or we're looking a little bit into the future, but this is, to be fair, that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to measure off our winners. Oops. We're going to try. We're going to measure off our winners, and we're going to throw them to the side. Now, to be fair, we're going to measure off our losers as well too. This would have been a pattern 2. I'd have been looking to short it. I would have got filled here. Probably wouldn't have given them that entire wick, but to be fair, if that was the trade that we were in all fairness, now this is what we're going to do. And you guys don't hang up on me. This is just for demonstration purposes. All right, so let me clear off these drawing tools here. So that's how we're going to advance on these charts. And at the end of a trading session, all the winners I'm going to stack up here, all the losers I'm going to stack down here, and we'll see how we did. Now, typically I trade 9:30 to 11:30, somewhere around there. I don't trade through the lunch break. 12 to 1 absolutely sucks. Everybody goes to lunch. The market goes flat. It's a bar up, bar down, up, up, down, down. Nothing really breaks in any general direction. So if we can all agree on those rules, I think we're good. We'll skip the 12 to 1 section because I personally don't trade that time frame. If you do, that is fine. Maybe you see something different than what I do, and then we'll pick back up and we'll look at some afternoon stuff as well too, because it does do pretty good between like 1 and 3, 1 and 4. So right out the gate, pattern 4. Now we looked at our book a while ago and we said this is long. Now we are just getting out of the open. Honestly, I would rather see a pattern 4 a little bit later on in the day, but we're going to take this 1 or 2 ticks above this open price line. Stop technically can be right here. That's a little bit too tight in my opinion. I would probably use something like this arrow, just as some kind of visual cue. Technically speaking, you could bring it down here to the ATR, that is the most conservative place to be. I do not like being here. That's just too much risk for me. That is over 3 points on Russell, which would be like 30 ticks. So I guess it would be too terrible bad. It'd be like 150 bucks. But I like to keep it tight. It's either going to go or it's not. These timing signals are here. Again, invitation to the party. The market still might have a lot of down to it, but for demonstration purposes, 1 or 2 ticks right there above the open price line. We did get filled. We had a huge wick up. I don't think anyone sitting in this room right now, had they had caught that move back up, would not have at least grabbed half this candle, possibly even the EMA. And with it being this early in the morning, once it crossed that EMA, I probably would have gone here. But for demonstration purposes, let's say we held the half candle, and let's see if we have anything else. Wick would have come back and got us. But again, for what I would have done this morning, sorry, there it is. See, I'll be fair with you guys, because I know some of you guys would have wanted it to run longer. So that is 11 ticks. That's a $55. $55 on Russell right there in a minute. Now, me personally, once I've entered and I've taken money, I don't like a retest back here, because if typically the market comes back here, it's going to go back down. I give it one shot, and then I move on to my next signal. Man, we should have been in that pattern forward the whole time. That's target right there, guys. If you would have been smart enough to say, let's go to 1 tick and just hold, you just hit target 3, 4 candles right up. No problem. And this would be gravy. All right. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to our next signal, 9:51. Now, I want to bring this to y'all's attention. So, Rev Pole 4, reversal of the blue dot, and the 4 is long. We do have the same scenario here. We have a Rev Pole 1. It's not a 5, but it can be traded like a 5. You could sell it. Now, in this regard, I would ignore the Rev Pole 1, or I would ignore the Rev Pole signal. And because we are above the EMA, I would look for the long above the EMA. I want to stay on trend. And with this, I can now use the EMA as my stop. So 1 or 2 ticks above the open price line. We did get filled. It did come down. This technically did what it was supposed to do, but we would have taken the stop right there. And let's draw that out. We're back to about break even. Had this been below the EMA, or even like a boatload out of the water from the EMA, I would have traded. I know it's easy to say what we would have done. That is target on a Rev Pole pattern 1, reverse signal pattern 1. All right, let's get to our next one. So we just had the open price line. Hold on a second. Don't want to cheat you. Pattern 2. I did look a little bit into the future, but we did talk about a while ago that 2s are sales. So 1 or 2 ticks below that open price line. Would use the wick as my stop out. Bang. First candle, we're up money. We can now go to break even. We could take half the candle. We could have even taken it when it wicked down here, depending on how aggressive you want to be. But for demonstration purposes, let's say we hold at break even. We get another candle. I'm definitely interested in taking half this candle here, and I'm out. And I know this strategy for some of you guys who were sitting there like, well, you know, you're kind of scalping. Well, yeah. I would argue that every trade starts out as a scalp. No one other than J.P. Morgan, Nancy Pelosi, Warren Buffett, you know, hedge fund guys, banks, entities, they really know which way the market's going to go. They're the powers that be. we have a very, very competitive edge, a very high percentage that these patterns work so well that you trade them this way time and time and time again. And when you do it 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 100 million times, whatever, they work out at a higher rate trading in this way. Excuse me. So, but we also preach, take money when you can, not when you have to. This wick here could have gone all the way back up to here and you'd had no money. This candle could have reacted, I mean, we're right up against the EMA, right back up. I tell people on this, by the way, guys, this is the 120 EMA. I tell people I do respect any EMA line, regardless of which one that you prefer using. I respect them. I'm not afraid of them. I've seen so many times it cross over, just like, for example, that crossed over perfectly. It technically speaking, the pattern did exactly what it's supposed to do. I was thinking with it being above the EMA, Drew decided to do what the computer told him to do. But anyway, let's get to our next signal. Pattern 2 worked like a champ. Oh, sorry, we got another signal right here. Just to show you guys that I do not cheat, even though I saw the next candle. I'm not going to lie about it. Pattern 1, we are below the EMA. If you, A, you could completely ignore the signal. B, you could trade what is considered a breakout down and try to stay on trend. Or you can do what I'm trying to do today and demonstrate that this is a long signal, 1 or 2 ticks above, stop, 1 or 2 ticks below. And I know we get stopped out, filled and stopped. But just to show you guys that I'm honest and I do not lie and I do not cheat, let's take our loser and put it in the losing bin. Big down move. Sorry, that was loud in y'all's ear. As you see, we do have this 1.5 ATR. We see it come down. It held here, but I don't trade off this line. I used to. When I first got the program, I saw so many times that it would come touch that line and react a different way, and I would trade it. I would actually take the move back up or down, whichever way the pattern was supposed to be. But what can happen, and we might see this further in some of the demonstrations, is that once it crosses that line, it has broken all previous structure left, and there could be huge moves down. Like, you'll see some of the biggest moves. Michael, owner of the company, if he was in here today, he would probably tell you that that's a breakout trade, and you could have taken a short entry right here with your stop being here, and you could have gotten that little wick right there. Anyway, I digress. If you had Michael here, he would have told you that. you got terrible old Drew. All right. So again, we have a rev pole 2, and again, that is a reverse of this pattern. So we are not going to make the same mistake that we made here, where Drew said, let's trade on trend. Let's take it the other way. Let's do like we're supposed to. 1 or 2 ticks above open price line. This ATR line would be your target. And stop on this, because we are counter trend. I would use the ATR here as my stop out, 1 or 2 ticks here. Give it a little bit of room, and it might come back and bite me in the butt, but it does not. Ha, Drew conquers again. Did have a little bit of a pull down action, but that's not a big deal. We are profitable on our very first candle. Again, we can go to break even. We can take half the candle. We can take the whole thing. Demonstration purposes, let's take break even. We're already up a little bit. We haven't had a terrible day so far in the market. Let's see if we can catch a runner. You gotta love it. Break even trade 0. But for those of you who are better traders than I am, would have locked up profit or gone there, you see that move did work. Get to our next signal. Ding, 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 ding. And I know maybe some of you guys are sitting there like, well, it didn't go the whole time frame. No, it didn't. It did not run in our direction the entire time. We are still up against the EMA line. Look, to the tick, and then right back down again. We still have higher time frames. We still have people who are price action, and there are the crossover traders, and there are Elliott Wave and Fibonacci and et cetera, and all that, the double tops, triple bottoms. I haven't talked about none of that, guys. I'm talking about patterns. I'm talking about patterns and where to enter at and where to take money at. Nothing discrediting any of that stuff. If you guys have already learned that in y'all's arsenal of trading, take it. Like some of the best people that I have met with over the last 6 months have been able to get some Apex accounts qualified. They just can't quite keep them. They get them qualified, they'll lose them, or they're on the brink of really breaking through. Some people have. I met with a gentleman today. He has 9 PA accounts, not was it whenever you're qualified? Not qualified. He has qualified them, and they're his accounts. But he's running into a snag now. He is down to mini micros. He doesn't want to lose them. He's down to mini micros, trying to battle back. And so we met today, and we kind of went over some of the timing signals and this, that, and the other. And he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "Gotta have it. I gotta have it." So he purchased Time Warp today. We're going to meet again sometime next week, go over more and more setups. I want to see him succeed. And to Back to the Future's credit, Michael, Ron, Rachel, Dave, myself, Juan, who's more in the back end stuff, we do what we do to make everyone as successful as we can be. And sometimes we get asked the question, well, why do you do that? Because if you can make so much money in the market, why aren't you just trading all the time? Well, because we're not greedy. We're not greedy. Yes, the software has a price point on it, but it is an investment into your future. We are here to help. We are help to guide. Sometimes we will charge for our time, that kind of thing. If it's just kind of a quick question, on Skype or something like that, we'll address it and go from there, that kind of thing. We do have, while we'll wait on this next, or before we go to this next signal, we also have a pro room that Michael teaches every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Michael takes live room trades with these setups, with our tools, explaining what he's looking at, what he's doing. 15 years of experience, guys, at your fingertips once you become a customer. Now there is a charge for the class. It is $199 a month, and that is to help cover for Michael's time and just general expenses and things like that. But Michael's room goal is $200 a day. That he super exceeds most any day, but he feels like if he can make you your money in one day of trading, he's done his job. So on to our next signal. Pattern 1. Again, we are well below the EMA now. Again, we would be taking this long. Stop would be very aggressive, 1 or 2 ticks below this wick right here. Right. Sorry. There. Would have gotten filled, been really close to stop out, guys. I would probably, once that candle closed, I'd go ahead and get a little aggressive with it. It didn't go. I'm not going to give it too much more room. We're right back. We did get back to break even. Definitely, I can go ahead and count this as a break even trade. Market's flattening out. We are also getting around that 11 o'clock time frame. I see stuff like this. I'm definitely taking the next hour off of trading. We did get out. I'm calling that break even. We did have a break even position, and we're into 11:10. So that's one market. We had a couple trades off of it. Had some that really went, and some that really didn't. Let's see here. 3.7 ticks there, and 3.7. I know that says negative, but that's because we took a short, and that's just how that does. So we broke even on Russell today. And there was a couple of trades that we could have taken in Russell that actually went for bigger money. I was giving it the bottom side of where you should be at versus the top side, and I took the stops at where I would take the stops at. So that is Russell for today, or at least for now. I want to go ahead and move over to NQ. Again, we're going to do things very similar. We had a Rev Pole 2 pattern 1 at 8:46, and as we've talked about before, that is a long. Now I was not in front of my computer at this time. I was taking my daughter to school. This here was the trade I was telling you about that I got in earlier this morning, guys. I was 1 or 2 ticks right here below this open price line. Got filled. Oops, what's going on? There we go. Sorry. Got filled. Went to break even. My plan at this point in time was that I was going to wait for the market to open. But I held here at break even. It kept a little bit further down. I still held. But again, if you guys wanted to not know, I mean, I know what this trade did. You could have went and locked half that up. Can't remember which candle gave me down PVT. Should be, here it is right here. Right, this candle gave me down PVT. These candles broke down. This came back and retested PVT. I can bring that up for you a little bit. This is where I put my second contract on. Again, once I did that, I was still at break even. And I took profit there. Let me see if I can see if it will pull up. I was going to try to show where my entry was at. I'm going to show you the picture. Hold on a second. I can do you one better. Where are you at? Sorry, I've done this before. Here's the picture of the trade I took. I posted this on social media earlier today as well. As you see that 913. PVT stands for price, volatility, and time. Essentially what it does is it reads market orders to tell us if the buyers or sellers have entered the market. So again, entry here, candles down. This was down PVT. I missed when it broke, so I waited for the retest. Took another entry here. There's my exit. I got out when my account went over $1,000. I locked this up. That was $910. Anyway, not to pat myself on the back, but I pat myself on the back. Anyway, but we see, had I had stayed in through the open, she went, and man, did she go. Honestly, my target was 64, which was right there. And the reason why is because I was thinking it would come back to here. Anyway, coulda, shoulda, wouldas. And I'll be honest with you guys too. Or let's see here a second. Because I took this trade and I know what it did, I'm gonna give this one to you guys. This one would have been one that you would have done with me as well. And I'm gonna say you would have done the same thing. Bang, 24 points. All right. Oh, sorry, I missed the pattern 1 right here. And I did see the next candle, but you know, in live market, looking at it, we would have said long 1 or 2 ticks here. Stop would have been right here. We'll say we got filled. I don't know if we would have or not. It'd been really close, but to be fair, if you guys are going to give me the trade that I took this morning as proof, then I've got to give y'all that back, I guess. That's fair. I hope y'all are as entertained today as I am. Rev Pole 2 pattern 4. Again, 1 or 2 ticks above this open price line. Stop would have been at least this. I probably would have used this. To be honest with you, I would have used that. That might have been a little tight. So we'll take stop here. Dink to dink to dink. Would have got stopped again. And I know this sucks, but sometimes the market trends really hard, and that's why we keep our stops as tight as we do. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry. Now I did see the next candle. I know I'm going to win, but pattern 1 right here at 958, 1 or 2 ticks above open price line. We would have got filled. We could at least gone to break even, taken half the candle, taken the whole candle. For demonstration purposes, let's say we take the break-even trade, break even. So for you guys that trade better than I do, you might would have got half that candle, which would have been a pretty nice little run, been 5 points. Anyway. All right, back to a Rev Pole 2 pattern 2. Now, personally, and I'm going to tell you, I would have stayed out of this trade if I was in front of it. Here is why. We have 3 bars, 1, 2, 3, all going up. If anyone in this room trades NQ, we know NQ likes to pull back and it likes to retest. Those 3-bar run below the EMA, I would have stayed out of this trade. So me being in front of it, and we would teach this as well. If you were in the pro room, Michael would have stayed out of this trade, would not have taken this trade. But had you have done it, 1 or 2 ticks here, wick would have given you some profit, definitely would have moved to where it previously wick to, not taking any more heat, and out. So I'm not going to put this on the board because I wouldn't have traded it. We teach not to trade this just because of you've already got this 3-bar run into a signal. It's probably going to be at least a pullback bar before it goes. Pattern 1 would have taken this 1 or 2 ticks. Oh, and let me back up this too, because I can't see what the next signal is when I'm here. We also teach that if there's not 5 or 6 bars in between signals, you know, definitely err on the side of caution on that. The reason for that is Time Warp is looking back historically through the market for when there was big market movement, when there was a movement bigger than other candles around it. And through the 50,000 lines of code that are written for Time Warp, it places a signal dot into the future weeks ahead of time. And again, we're waiting for the market to get to our signal, the invitation to the party to then take that trade. But when they're really close together like that, when they're two or 3 bars apart from each other, we recommend staying out. The reason why is because the market during that time frame historically has gone one way and back the other. Like it can be a really big swing move both ways, and it's really hard to get into a trade that's going to go for 2, 3, 4 bar run. So pattern 1 or 2 ticks above open price line. Stop would be really tight to start off with right here. Honestly, looking at it, I probably would have gone here, make an argument for that right there. And again, this is the reason why is maybe this is maybe a little vague for some of you guys. Technically speaking, it should be here. It should be below the ATR. For me, that is too much risk. And if that is too much risk for your, and that's, let me back up real quick. If any of these trades are too much risk for your trading strategy, wait for your setup. You do not have to trade every signal that comes in front of you. Demonstration purposes, we do try to showcase every trade, how we would take it if we're in front of the chart, because we understand that so many people, you have sat here all morning to this signal. You have waited patiently for the 958 signal to take this pattern 1. And why did we take that? Did we not take that trade? Either way, that should have been a winner. Oh, that's right, we call it a break even. So, sorry, squirrel. If the risk is too big, protect your account. There is another bus coming. There's another train coming. The market is here. If the market ever goes away, if all of a sudden, poof, there's no more stock market, we're all eating out of trash cans anyway. That's my joke. I know it's terrible, but that means the world has come to an end. All right, 1 or 2 ticks above this open price line, pattern 1. Would have gotten filled, would have had a nice move up. Typically speaking, when it moves like this, especially counter, I would have liked to go into break even. So for demonstration purposes, I'd like to call this as a break even trade. I don't know how it would have wicked, especially if it wicked down first and then back up. I definitely would have said, yeah, let me get out of this thing. Break even would have been where I was at. Had you had your stop here, would have gotten stopped out there. I would have survived being here. But if you guys are fair, if you guys are with me on this, let's call that break even. If you guys all of a sudden start protesting, I will show this as a loss. If you want to, it would be a 2-point loser. So we'll do the math, we'll figure it in with 2 points. Again, we're at Rev Pole 2. I see the Rev Pole here as well, so I know there's a signal right here. So we're not going to worry about this one here either. We have signals right on top of each other. Yeah, and I can see the timestamp there. So we ran into an area of consolidation. We teach this all day, every day. When signals are this tight together, just wait. Let the market play out. All right, 10:26, we're into a pattern 4. We could take it 1 or 2 ticks above this open price line. We could use previous wick. I probably would give the little arrow that kind of tells us up. That's another little visual thing that prints as well too. Up, we're looking to take this long. All right, 1 or 2 ticks above this open price line. Got filled, wick came down kind of hard. I would have made it. Definitely going to break even after this candle here, and we're back out again. Still had a lot of downside to it. Bink, 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 bink. And let me just pause one more time. I know you guys are like it really pulled down hard. Yeah, NQ had a really down hard trending day. And those can be really hard days to trade because every signal is telling you to go long. It's kind of advanced, and I don't want to like spoil everything and ruin your guys' day. There are ways to still stay on trend and trade this breakout, but we are at the very entry level of it. I don't want to muddy the water up and like, well, Drew said you could do this and Drew said you could do that, and how in the hell is it that you can trade it long or short? Let's not muddy the water today, and let's just stay on signals and time. Pattern 1, again, oh, that's why we stayed out of the other one. We had this 3-bar run up to it. We are hard trending down. I would feel like there would be a major pullback probably to this point right here before it went again. So for me, this is a dead trade. Would not take it. Should have. When I was simming with that guy earlier, that's where my little flag's at. We did trade this on sim. I think we took a break even, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we did make a little bit of money, but I was doing a demonstration about this time at 10:30 in the morning, and I was kind of showing them where we took entry at, where we took exit at. Not going to count it as a winner because in here we said no trade. But we see that hard trend back down. We had the move, and then trend took right back over again. Whoo! What a move. What a down move. Up against the bottom, would have said 1 or 2 ticks in the right direction, or excuse me, not the right direction. Back long, definitely keeping stops tight. Would have used ATR right here. Trying to get there. There we are, right there. Would have got filled, would have got stopped. Small loser. And I know maybe some of you guys are like, man, like, how would he trade? Why would he keep doing this? It's like it keeps running south. I know. But I do the same thing every day because the grand majority of the time, this goes the way it's supposed to go. The grand majority of the time, that goes the way it's supposed to go. Hard trending days can be hard trending days. We're right back down again. Bink, 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 bink. All right, we're up against this 11 o'clock time frame. This would have been the absolute last trade I would have taken on this market, at least until 1 o'clock. And usually I'm not even in front of the charts at that time anyway. 1 or 2 ticks above the open price line. Well, I guess I got filled. Stop would have been here. So let's take our other stop as well. And blink. All right. Done with this market for today. 7.25. Where's my other tags at? Hold on a second. Yoink, yoink, yoink. 7.25, 13, 18. So we ended up 6 points to the good. Again, guys, I was done. I was done with that sell-off right there. And hindsight, I wish I'd have stayed in that trade all day long, but it is what it is. All right, let's go over to ES. My favorite is not my favorite. If there's one market that will retest a price 300,000 times, it is the ES. You guys still with me? Y'all doing good? We got a good group, man. We got 25 people today. I think that is the most that I've had. I hope you guys are highly entertained. I know I am. I'm having a great time with y'all. All right. Now, 919 gave us that same move down, pattern 2. I did not trade ES at that time. I was looking at the NQ. And I can't claim it because I told you guys I trade after the market opens. I did take that one earlier today. Yes, it was a pre-market move, but it looked right. It just felt right. Again, 9 o'clock, we had a pattern 1 that worked beautifully, pattern 2 that has worked beautifully as well. Now let's get into what the market did. My guess is ES ran very, very similar to NQ, but let's see, we've just missed a dot. There we are. Sorry, I cheated. I looked ahead, guys. Oh, forgive me. But we're going to, oh, hold on just one second. I just realized something. Sorry. Once you get the program, if you want the signal numbers, if you will uncheck this box, and then if you want the Rev Poll 2, you check this box here. That is usually what I keep on all my charts. I'm not sure why that was off, but here we go. All right. 936, pattern 1. This is our third chart, guys. Y'all know what I'm going to do. We're going to take a long, and I do take shorts. I'm a very optimistic person by nature. And I have found that in my trading, I favor longs. I just favor longs. Shorts work so much better than longs do. Longs take 3 or 4 candles before they go. And why I just, my eye is drawn to longs. It's my optimistic personality. I am definitely the glass is half full. If the glass is empty, there's water that can go in it. It can be filled, you know. I think the reason why I favor longs, and me and a buddy of mine have talked about this several times. I think the reason why I favor longs is because there's no end in sight to a long. It can go forever, right? And shorts, there is a stop. There is zero, right? Anyway, I won't bore you guys anymore. I'm sorry. I'm having a really great day today. It's been fantastic. Let's blow this up a little bit. 1 or 2 ticks above open price line. Stop would have been really tight here. I did see the next candle. I think stop would have actually held here, but I would have given it a little bit more room. I would not have used ATR. Probably would have given it half. I might would have said, let me see, that candle was that big. Let's go that big, you know, that kind of thing. And for those of you who might have joined a little bit late, you're like, man, his stop kind of floats around, you know, kind of like eyeball, like, you know, that really ain't for me kind of thing. Technically speaking, the stop should go here, but that for me is too much risk. So therefore, I like to come in here and run a little bit tighter. And I guess the experience of being using the software for 2 years, being a product specialist for 6 months, this first candle, the trade should be in your direction. Whether you're shorting or longing, it should be in your direction. You should be able to get to break even, take some profit, take a full candle. And if it doesn't, chances are that it's not going to be a very profitable signal. There might be some back and forth. You might see 4 or 5 candles later that it will catch and it will go. But when you have seen so many times, and guys, I'm not kidding, so many times over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, that it starts right here on this candle here, then you become so in tune that, like, this is my candle. If it goes, I want it. I will be willing to leave it at break even, but I can at least get profitable. So many of us that are future traders, you know, $500,000 a day, one contract trading is a fantastic place to be. We all want to, I would say the majority. The majority of us that trade futures, the reason why we do is because we like to be in low risk opportunities with quick gains that put money in our account that we can then take it to the bank. The reason why I'm not an option trader, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I could not sleep at night knowing I was in a trade. And some of those option trades goes for 3 or 4 days, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So futures were able to, essentially scalp. But I know that's to some traders that is a dirty word. I would argue that every trade starts out as a scalp and then unfolds into something bigger. This trade here started out as a scalp and went for a very nice run. All right, pattern 1. I know y'all didn't come here to listen to my psychology. You came here to look at me trade. How would Drew do it? We were profitable in the first candle. Definitely, you could make an argument for break. I would say this: at least go to break even. At least go to break even. Take half the candle. Take 3/4 of the candle. Take the whole candle if you want to. But do not leave when you are here. Do not leave your stop here waiting for it to just go off to the moon. Markets are very funny. This could just be a pullback bar before they run it again, but we caught that pullback bar. Anyway, long story short, for sake of trading and for demonstration, we're going to go to break even. Honestly, I probably would have locked up half at least, but let's go here. Bang! Who loves you now, huh? Everybody, all 25 of you. Y'all got y'all's debit cards in your hand right now, ready to purchase. We'll go over purchase option here shortly. Definitely when you get this right here, let's get half. Half is good. Somebody else can eat steak and lobster. You're eating steak and lobster. Look at that. Look at that. To the tick. But let's take our winner. Right there. At least I got this little blue line that tells me exactly what we got. We got a 4-point winner. Not bad on ES, especially at $12.50 a tick. All right. Pattern 2. Now, we didn't talk about this before. Talk about it now. And I still would trade this short. There is potential on what we call Rev Pole 1. Let me show you so you don't think I'm just pulling crap out of my hat. Rev Pole, reverse polarity, rule number 1. Single bar close, same direction. What does that mean? That means that we have a sell signal with a sell bar, that there is a potential for a 1 bar pullback. I used to trade it this way. I was never quick enough, especially on a 1-minute chart. I was never quick enough. With this trade, I would give it 15, 20, 30 seconds, maybe not 30, probably closer to 20. I wouldn't be looking to jump immediately in. What will happen with Rev Pole 1 is there's potential that this candle will come back and at least retest this before running back down. So with that said, if there is wick back up, I can't count it. If it supersedes it, etc., we'll see. But just give me a 30-second hold on this and let's see what would have happened. Chances are I would not have gotten filled, which would have sucked. But there is a potential for it to pull back. I would have hit the close button or not would have taken the trade. I would not chase it down here. Like I said, I've personally trading, I do ignore the Rev Pole 1 because it's quick. It's only you're only looking 1 bar potential, and we do see it did put up a little bit of a fight back up, but I can't lay claim to it. I don't know how this would have populated. If we said we had our 30 seconds, maybe it just kind of floated around here for 30 seconds and then went. I don't know. I won't count it as a profitable trade. The pattern went in the direction it was supposed to go. I just had a little reluctancy to it, to the pattern, to the Rev Pole 1. Pattern 2 worked like a champ. I don't think anyone, if you guys were in this trade, there's no way you're not grabbing profit every candle down. that wick would have taken me out had I been in it. Pattern 1, we are again below the EMA, and I said this earlier. I do respect the EMA. I'm not afraid of the EMA. I will take trades back into it. It is called a counter trend move. And with that, we definitely have to keep our stops tight. I probably would have come right here to this candle here. Once it goes profitable, I'm definitely looking at break even. So if there's a wick in our direction, count it as a break even. All right. 1 or 2 ticks above the open price line. Right. Sorry, my mouse is so sensitive. So sensitive. Did close a candle in our right direction, but again, we are counter trend, so I'm definitely sitting on break even now. Break even. So trade gone. Look at it. She went and tested the EMA to the tick. Gotta love it. And then we see trend takes back over, right back down again. Pattern 4, 1029. So far, these have not worked out too great for us in the other 2 charts, but I have faith in ES. Pattern 4s and pattern 5s can be some of the biggest moves. They work. I don't know. I don't like putting a percentage on stuff because then you hold it on to me. They work better than 50% of the time. We'll go with that. They work 90% of the time. No, they don't work 90%. I wish I could tell you they work 90% of the time. We got to think, guys, pattern 4s have said we have put a new low in the market, and we are at a new low. So there is potential that if it breaks that new low, she gone, baby. She's going to another level of resistance and support. So we have to keep our stops tight. This might have been a little too tight for what I would like. It's only a point. I probably would have come here and given it about 3. 1 or 2 ticks above open price line again. Hold on a second. Let me get my mouse right there. Did get filled. Are profitable again. Counter trend. Pattern 4. We're targeting this ATR. First candle. Let's at least go break even. We're still in it. Now let's move to where it previously wicked to. Another thing when I'm personally trading and I can see the candles moving, what I like to do is when this candle starts, if it comes down a little bit and then goes and then starts going green, starts going in my direction, I'll go ahead and move to where that wick's at. Demonstration purposes, I can only do candle by candle, just because of I got I don't know how this candle did. When I'm sitting there personally looking at it, this candle probably started, went red, and then started climbing, or might even just started going, and I might would have even put my stop here. But currently we're holding right here, right there, and we're out. So a little move, nothing crazy, nothing to brag about, but a winner nonetheless. Not much, about a point. Rev Pole 2, pattern 1. We are coming up on that 1036 time frame, but at least we finally get a trade with trend. We actually, believe it or not, Drew's going to sell. I think everything we said today has been long. Watch it smoke me too. Rev Pole 2, pattern 1. Actually would short this. Target is the ATR line here. Again, stop can be very tight on this. Probably would have used the ATR line personally looking at it. You could have run it as tight as the previous ATR line. The ATR line for this zone is here. But for demonstration purposes, we're gonna go here. That gives it 3 points. Give it the same 3 points we have on the other side. At least we're even. Terrible. Definitely looking to come down. I don't want it to go any higher. Probably going to take him for a little bit of a small stop, but it is what it is. We count our losers as well. And there was 1 or 2 that I let you guys have. Just remember that. There was 1 or 2 that I said, maybe, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. Now, back to, so let me pause again. And I'm sorry for these pauses. I just want you guys to get as much information as you can, as quickly as you can. And with that, let me just kind of go over my backstory just real quick. Bear with me. It won't take me too terribly long. And I'm giving you, I'm on overtime right now. My backstory is I came to trading 2 years ago. I knew nothing. I was just as green can be. I have a business. Like I said, I'm about to go to Ocracoke, North Carolina to that business, bring some supplies and do some stuff or whatever. Nothing major, but I have a business. And with that, afforded me some time and a little bit of additional income to learn how to start trading. Knew it was going to be a learning curve. And I'm the way I work a week on, I work a week off. Until recently, now I'm a full-time trader and product demonstrator for Back to the Future Trading. So my learning curve took a little bit longer than I want yours to. I sim traded for almost a year. I wasn't in a hurry to really jump on it. I wanted to keep seeing it. I wanted to keep back testing. I took my time. I really did. I really wasn't interested in Apex when I first got going. I use Apex now, and the reason why is I didn't want to follow their stinking stupid rules. But their rules are there now, looking back at it, to make you a good trader. If you follow their rules, you're trading pretty good. You have a plan in place. You have rules in place. You have a daily drawdown that you'll hit. You'll have a daily high that you'll hit. You're not just this one-off home run hitter that just strikes out 99% of the time, and every now and then you'll get a hold of a fastball down the center of the plate and crank it over the stadium. Anyway, so and the reason why I pause sometimes and I want to share this stuff with you guys is because I want to reduce y'all's learning curve as quickly as possible. I know I was very fortunate in my trading journey, and I know some of you guys aren't there. I've heard some horror stories. I heard a man who's been trading for 20 years and has lost $300,000 and has never taken a paycheck from trading, but he knew he would get there one day. He now has our auto strat. He now has time warp. He has PVT. He has Omnia. He has taken his first check from trading. Guys, I'm not kidding. This man had everything on his computer when I did his. Oh my goodness. Long story short, he's a wise man. He's older, 20 years trading. He's in his 70s, and he wants to leave something for his kids. I mean, obviously he's done well throughout his career and everything else, but he wants to leave something for his kids so they don't have to struggle as much when it comes to trading. He always knew, and that what kept him pushing forward was, if I can ever figure this out, I'll make money. Well, he's making money now. Another great success story is I had a lady. At the time, she had 5 PA accounts, but she was struggling to get over the hump. She could qualify them, but then she would lose them and she'd have to start all over again. She got time warp. She got time warp alone. And when I told her to look at the signals as an invitation to a party and apply the things that you already know, that you already understand when it comes to market structure and everything else. Guys, she sent me a picture 3 weeks ago now. She made $18,000 in a day. She bought our auto strat. She bought PV. Well, anyway, long story short, she bought everything that we have at one time because she's like, this is it. And if you want to read her review, go to our Trustpilot page. Her name is Donna. She gave us an awesome review as well. And we'll take this one last trade, and I'm kind of running out of time, but there are some things I want to show you guys. Do not leave. There's 20 in attendance right now. I've lost 5. Do not leave. I've given my time. You give yours. No. I love you guys. All right. Rev Pole 2, pattern 2. 1 or 2 ticks above open price line. Last trade of the day. Let's see what she does. Stop is going to go right below that previous wick point. Bang, bang, bang. Who loves you, baby? All right. We can either grab half the candle, the whole candle, or break even. We are going to hold at break even. As much as I still want to say, let's grab half the candle, let's grab the whole candle. We've been doing it all morning long. Let's go break even. Next candle, kind of a doji. I definitely want to be here where it previous a wick 2, and we're out. Now, we talked about a while ago, NQ and ES were on a very hard downtrending day. And even with that hard trend down, I mean, look where the market has gone in just an hour down. You know, we caught these reversals back up and made money off of it. So let's see here. We had a 2-point loser, 2-point winner. We're up a point and a quarter. No. Hold on. Oh, look at that. I put this way over here. How'd that get so far over there? I knew we had a bigger winner. So we're up about 5 points on the ES. Now, this is on a really bad day in the market where the market's just down. 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, those trades, those pattern ones, those pattern twos, the fours, the fives, they give you a 3-4 bar run. They hit the ATR lines, etc. But we caught those spikes back. You know, now if you're a trend trader, take the trend trades. There's a way to do that too, and we can go over that later. All right, I'm running out of time, and old pastor of mine told me, he said, people are as entertained as long as their butts are. So I don't want to lose you. Focus. It's me and you right now. Guys, we do these presentations and we show our product and we show our tools and we do things in the live market. And it's to bring you guys on board. We want you as our customer. We need you as our customer, as Michael would say. It's not all hocus pocus, guys. It works. I wish Michael was here today. He would go through this whole litany of how everything was built and Gann and the Fibonacci retracements and this, that, and the other. I'm coming to you as a 2-year experienced trader who has gone full time because my winning percentage is better than my losing percentage. My winners are bigger than my losers. That makes me a successful trader. I am still working to obtain more and more goals. I want more Apex accounts. I want to take more contracts, this, that, and other. I'm still working in that direction of doing all that. But I have what I need to do it with. How do you get it? It is easy. It is not on my screen. Sorry. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't save. It is back to thefuturetrading.com product store. We are looking time warp. Earn more. Load. There we are. There's Michael. Hey, Michael. Sorry. It wasn't really him. Hold on. There we are. Buy now. Buy now. Yes, you ready to agree it. Warp off. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to help somebody out the other day. Sorry, that would not be for y'all. I was trying to get, wait, there we are. $500 off, guys, for attending this webinar. Warp off is your promo code. It takes $500 off. We can have the software installed on your computer this evening. It comes with step-by-step instructions. If you do need help, we can do that as well. Let's not let another day go by. I've had people who, well, once I can make some money in the market, then I can buy it. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not. I hate to tell you, it's just not. Like, you need this tool, and you need it yesterday. Let's get it. Time is now. We're here for you. Let's do it. Me, Dave, Michael, we can help you out. If you guys need a one-on-one session, reach out to us. Let's get you guys going. Let's get it happening now. Let's not wait another day. Is $24.95 a lot of money? Yep, it is. I mean, it's money. I mean, it is what it is. My argument at that point is how much of that have you lost in the market already? Be honest with yourselves. You know, you've probably have paid that 10 times over. The grand majority of traders have lost between $40,000 and $60,000 in the market before they ever make a penny. It's an investment. It's a business expense. If you take trading and run it as a business, it is a drop in the bucket for the return that you can get off of it. Again, I'll tell you that I have a business in Ocracoke Island that I'm heading to. That's why I have my little Hawaiian shirt on today. That business is a campground. We rent out golf carts. We have a little gas station, a little store, sublease out the restaurant. Between payroll, rent, electricity, I spend about $20,000 a month on that business. And I'm not an uber wealthy guy. I mean, I do okay, don't get me wrong, but when I compare what I spend there to what I spend in the market, this is nothing. I mean, and I know it's, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to slight you. I'm not trying to, what do you mean you got $25 or $2,500? I know it's a lot of money. You know, I mean, if someone came up to me today and said, man, you got to spend $2,500 and it will change your financial future, I do everything I can. I did share with you guys about, you know, getting going. Well, 2 years ago, starting this new business, the expenditures and everything else, I needed some extra income. I needed just a little bit of a push. I had to take up a couple bills and whatnot. I went out and pressure washed trucks, 18 wheelers. I pressure washed 18 wheelers and dump trucks for a trucking company. I did it for like, I don't know, I think it was $12 an hour. Well, actually, we got paid on commission for how many we washed, whatever. Anyway, kind of worked out to be $12 a truck. I did that for a couple months to save the extra money I needed. You know, I know it probably sounds like a farce. I can pull up pictures. I have to put them from my phone and all that stuff, and we're running out of time. And looks like I'm running out of people too. We're down to 17 guys. Stay with me. Stay with me. I can give you warp for $500 off, you know, today, tomorrow, you know, give me and Dave, give me, Dave and Michael. Let's do a one-on-one. Let's answer your questions and concerns that you might have. Let's get you guys going. You guys are not here by mistake. Something led you to our software. We are the good guys of the market. There's a lot of crap out there, and I know. And I've heard the horror stories of people spending money. That gentleman I told you about who lost $300,000, the night I met with him, he had just spent $3,500 to talk to some guru for 2 hours about the market. And I said, Mr. Jerry, we've talked for 2 hours. I haven't even asked you for a dime yet. You know, we're not here to beat you over the head. The software does have a price. There's developers, there's people on the back end, there's just things to it, and unfortunately it can't be given away. Want to bring you guys attention as well to our Facebook page, or excuse me, not Facebook, our YouTube channel. This is Michael's channel. He posts videos 2, 3, 4 times a day. If you need some more information, research that. Facebook, find us on Facebook, Back to Future Trading. Look, there's Michael again. I was going to say something. I don't know. I didn't want to. I don't know. It kind of looks like Mr. Potato Head. Apex Trader guys. Well, I still got you. I still got my 17. You guys are my troopers. Give me just a second because it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb to me. I got to find it sometimes. Right there. Back to the Future Trading. We are on Apex's site as a preferred tool. The reason why is because Apex reached out to Michael and said, why is it your customers qualify our accounts so much better than any other tool out there? And Michael sat down with Mr. Martin and showed him Mr. Martin is a customer of Back to the Future Trading. Believe it or not, he is a customer. We are in the tool section of Apex. Let's see here. I don't want to miss anything. Where is, I thought I had Trustpilot. Just one second. Here we are. Trustpilot 4.7. Guys, it should be 5. But in the trading business, 4.7 is perfect. Do we have a 1-star review? Yes, we do have a couple of 1-star reviews. And I would highly suggest that you read the 1-star review, the 1 or 2 that are there, and read the rebuttal. I won't read them. I won't embarrass the people or anything like that. You found, like, I'm almost excited about saying, you have found what you've been looking for. It is real. It is right in front of you. It's a click away. Like, you can have it, and you can have it today. We're ready for you. That's another thing. We are ready to have you. We're ready to receive you. We're ready to get you guys going. We're ready for you to put a 5-star review up here and tell us how your story of, you know, possibly struggling or can't get qualified Apex accounts or new to trading, and that you're seeing profits already, et cetera, et cetera. The success story after success story just keeps coming. I'm so excited to be a part of it. If there's anything else that I can bring to the table for you guys, is that I'm open, I'm honest, I'm fair. You know, I know it's hard for it to resonate on a monitor and a microphone, but I knew from day one that once I became a successful trader that I could not keep it from other people. Why would I ever find something that works so well and not put my time and energy into helping other people reach their goals? We've all been there, guys. We've all had to, 20-year-old Drew had to, scrape nickels together to go buy baby formula. I've been there. I've been to the gas station and went to swipe my card, and the little monitor says "see attendant," and you only got a couple bucks in there, and you go to the ATM, like, maybe I got 20 bucks, put your card in, $18.50. I've been there. I've done it. I'm not coming to you guys from the top of the mountain. I've always been there. I'm still climbing that mountain, and I want y'all to climb it with me. Maybe I'm a couple steps ahead of you. I don't know. Maybe you're a couple steps ahead of me. Some of those trades I've showed you guys on demonstration, you're like, I never would have traded that. I'd have shorted the crap out of that and made a pile of money. Fantastic. Like, there, you guys might have some other things that you've seen that I don't. Anyway, long story short, let's do it. I really appreciate y'all's time. I can't thank y'all enough for taking your time out of the day to come in here and look at it. Y'all have a nice evening. Enjoy y'all's upcoming weekend. For those down in the south of the United States, be careful with that hurricane. And I look forward to seeing y'all's emails. Thank y'all.